Okay, so this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the movie, you may not want to watch this review. Or if you just don't give a shit, then hey, stick around anyway. But if you do give a shit, you got 2 seconds to leave. Alright. Now, this was not a movie that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be another typical, doll movie, where some kind of supernatural, element is being brought to the table, and either the house that the lead character Greta goes to is haunted, or the doll is alive, or one or the other. It's got to be one or the other, right? I mean, it's called The Boy, and when she's in the house alone with them, is that things are missing, her shoes are missing, and when she goes to leave the room and she turns back around and then he's not in the room anymore, or when she shuts the door and she sees feet walk up to the door, and underneath the crack of the door, underneath the small crack, at the doorway when the door's shut, and you hear the doll's voice too, where he's like, "Oh, Greta," I forgot what he said, but he would say her name, and he would say, "I want to play," or "I made you your favorite sandwich," or whatever, or blah 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 blah. But eventually, when the truth is unfolded of what's really going on, um, let me just say that I have to say I love the suspense in this movie. It's a good suspenseful piece. It's not a horror movie like where it's jump scares and blood and gore, and jump scares, blood, guts falling on the floor, jump scares, blood, guts. But it's a very suspenseful movie, and it's kind of sad too. I mean, these two. I mean, this married couple who lost their son, like 30 years ago, and they're pretending that this doll is him. I mean, that is like a very I'd say that is a realistic grieving progression. I mean, I can't say that no normal couple or no normal parents would do that. Some may actually do that where they just don't want to let go. They just don't want to accept the fact that their son is gone. But But here's the thing, though. When it gets to the end, when it gets to the truth, and then Greta's douchebag ex-boyfriend shows up, and then her current love interest is, they're all in the same room together. The ex-boyfriend has the doll, and then he smashes his head on the chair, like the head shatters and everything. And I'm like, what? I thought that this doll was gonna come to life like on Child's Play and go like, "You motherfucker, you think you can kill me?" And he was gonna start stabbing him in the throat or some shit. Or what I thought was gonna happen was, the house, when the light starts to flicker, and then you start to hear sounds, like in the room. I thought that some spirit was gonna come out of the wall like, "You shouldn't have done that," or some shit like that. Oh man! But it turns out that this boy, I think his name was Braun. I think it's pronounced like that. Turns out he is still alive, and he's a grown man, and he's wearing a doll-like mask too. And he comes out and he fucks up the ex-boyfriend like, "No, no, no," and he kills him. I'm like, what? When he came out of the wall, I was like, what? This is different, and I love it. Like some people I'm sure some of you were going to go to this movie thinking like, "Oh yes, a doll movie, yes, a doll movie. It's going to be just like Child's Play all over again." And then when it gets to the truth, where you find out that the son is still alive and he's a grown ass man, and then you see him for the first time when, in the entire movie, as an adult with that fucking mask on. I mean, I'm sure half of you were like, "Come on, why can't it be the doll? What the fuck? This movie really is a letdown." It didn't let me down. I thought it was going to be a typical, predictable, supernatural, possessed movie, but turns out it's just a really good, suspenseful thriller. And I love the fuck out of it for doing that. For for having me thinking it was going to be a typical, everyday like what we've seen already in, with Insidious and in Paranormal Activity and Dead Silence and yada 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 yada, Annabelle, Conjuring, blah 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 blah. But when I got to the end of this movie, it's like the movie said, "Psych, we didn't go that route. We didn't go that route." So I enjoyed it, and Lindsay was with me, my girlfriend. For those of you who are new to the channel, we went to see the movie together, and her jump scares were priceless. I loved it. I admit, there are times where I thought I was going to jump too, and I just kind of squint at the screen. Like when I think I'm going to jump, where I think, I'm going to get scared, like, oh my god. I squint my eyes when I see the movie for the first time, and I squint my eyes, and I move back like this, like. I did that a couple of times, I'm not going to lie. And, I think one scene had me like, whoa, holy fuck. Or a couple, I think. But as good as it was, there were some plot holes in there. Like, how did he survive? And like, without that all being said, I mean, like, why were the parents grieving as if he was gone to begin with? I mean, like, they just left this movie. They left a lot of questions. They threw, all these questions were dropping down like flies, and near the end of the movie, and they were all left unanswered. I'm like, okay, what? Why? How is this possible? What is this going on here? And then what's going on here? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this all mean? I mean, if you have an idea what it means, like when it got to the end of the movie and then the truth was revealed, I mean, please feel free to tell me in the comment section, because I am totally lost. But as confusing as fuck as the third act was in this movie, I still enjoyed the fuck out of it overall. It was a great ass movie. I mean, I enjoyed how Greta being in the house potentially alone by herself, how it started to change her attitude towards the doll, and as she really started to believe that the doll was alive, and and before that, when they threw in a few cheap nightmare sequences, and like, oh, okay, that was a cute little jump scare. One of them was in the trailer, and I'm like, if that was not in the trailer, then I probably would have jumped. Excuse me, but it was very well played. I enjoyed it, and I will watch it again. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't, what we're used to seeing. I thought it was gonna be like, more like an homage to Child's Play, because we didn't really see Chucky do much of anything through through the first act and the middle act, until you saw him you actually see him talk and do things and do his killing spree near the third act in the movie of the first Child's Play, and that was done well. I mean, this movie is like Child's Play in reverse when you think about it. I mean, it's really like literally in reverse. And let's see, it's yeah, when you think about it, when the real guy is there, and then he supposedly is killed, and then and then we see the last shot of him fixing the doll, and it's like Child's Play in reverse to me in some ways. So, with that all being said, I give this movie an 8 out of 1 to 10. Yeah, it was pretty fucking good, and I would suggest you guys go see it. And that's if you didn't give a fuck about these spoilers, but there you go. I just fucked it up for you. So there you go. Now, if you enjoyed my review of The Boy, give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you click subscribe. And if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought about it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.